Hey kids, welcome back to Foodie Brucey, and today we're actually going to do another breakfast bake. You guys liked the first one, so today we're going to do something with, we're doing bacon, hash brown, eggs, and cheese. So pretty much you just need a pound of each ingredient to get some bacon on there. Pre-made shredded hash browns with that. Pound of whatever cheese you like. You can get Mexican, which is full of different flavors, or this looks like cheddar anyway. And then eggs. I usually use about 12 eggs in my bake, and that's pretty much the dish that I use. Here we go. The first thing you do is do the bacon, because that's the longest thing to cook. And we can use the grease from the bacon to cook the hash browns, okay? And later we'll be adding a couple of other spices like onion and garlic powder. You can use fresh ingredients for that if you have time. Like I said, there's so many different options. Alright, so start heating that pan on medium heat right there. You can either chop it off beforehand into pieces or just lay it down there. I'm gonna be lazy and just, lay the fat side down, and I'm gonna crumble it up by hand. That's it. Yeah, make sure you got your vent on. We're just gonna chop that later, turn it around in a couple of minutes, and call it good. Rawr. So in the meantime, start cracking 12 eggs, alright? Do it by one hand, because that's appropriate. Like so. One hand, go. 12 eggs, one hand. Can you do it? Go ahead, do it. Do it now. Yeah, so basically you should just crack them into a bowl just in case you get eggshells in there. That's why it's easier to pull out. You can see how the bacon's coming out, though. It's going to brown on one side, mostly the fat side, but yeah, I'm going to still turn it over, and eventually we're going to cut this thing up, though. Alright, so I'm just going to start whisking my eggs, and always the best whisker is a plain fork, okay? That's all. You're going to whisk this until it starts aerating, pretty much. You want to see the bubbles in there. Whisk that. Alright, let's turn the bacon over. There we go. Later I'm going to start separating these guys, but, just kind of keep them loose a little bit. Like that. Like so. Oh, look at that. A fork is the best whisk. Alright, bacon status. Let's see what's going on here. Nice. It's looking good. Yeah. I'm going to start separating right now. I'm just going to take it apart. You'll know this bacon is good when you start seeing a foam rise, like the white foam rising out of this bacon, There we go. But yeah, just try to separate each layer that was originally in there. Keep your scrambled eggs in fridge till later, okay? Want to keep it cool in there, okay? Thanks, Iron Man. This is called pretty bacon. Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to keep the bacon grease in there because we're going to use to cook the hash browns now. So I would separate this out just to let it dry out. I just continue reheating while I never stop the heat on the next pan. Yeah, keep the bacon fat on there. We're going to put the hash browns on there next. Cooking hash browns takes a lot of patience and experience pretty much, The trick is you want this stuff golden brown, Because I'm using a medium pan, I'm probably going to have to do a couple layers of it. Or I could probably pretty much do this is a 1 pound bag anyway. I'll probably do half and then the other half. But I'm going to flip the other half, You'll see what I'm talking about. It'll all make sense in the end. There we go. Look at that smoking pan. It's on medium heat right now. I'm going to put only half the bag right now because I have to flip it over later. There you go. Flatten it out, though. This makes it easier, though. It's going to make it a lot easier. Just flatten it out like a pancake, alright? Alright, so keep it on medium heat. And the goal is to make this golden brown before we flip it over. So here we go with the hash browns. Basically, you want to let them burn on one side and then flip them over. Just like that. Perfect. You got to be patient with these things because they don't brown too fast. Doing in batches like that. 3 quarts, 2.8 liters, okay? That's what I'm filling. Alright, so let's flip those layers of hash. Here we go. It's not always going to be perfect, though. First batch in. I'm actually going to mix everything in here anyway, so that's what I'm putting in there. But eggs are last because I don't want them to start cooking in there. Now I'm going to just get the second half of the bag. Just toss it in there because the grease is still good. And flatten it out. I love having gloves around. there's a couple of different gloves. You can either use these. You know, you got the cheap stuff, which is more like sandwich gloves, like Subway, though. This is the stuff that they're using in Subway. Oh shit, I have 6 fingers. Oh wait, no I don't. Let's crumble some bacon. Just shred that bacon to bits. If you want, you can actually use a knife for this, but I would say the bacon is pretty crispy enough that you can just shred it to bits and then toss it into your mix. Yeah, it's pretty greasy enough where you don't have to add any oils to the pan itself. It's bacon. This, you see this? Nice golden brown right there. Yeah, you want to burn the rest of it. Yeah, there you go. Burn it. Burn this. That's pretty much there for this section. That is only the second half of my hash browns anyway. Yeah, you definitely want some texture though, but you can't put the hash browns in there as is. There you go. Season the eggs first, but you can season that right into the your mixture. Putting in the basics, salt and pepper to your liking if you want. Some people don't like pepper in there. Onion and garlic. Sometimes I actually use actual real pieces of onion and garlic, and I'll toss it in there with a breakfast bake. And paprika, and we have this new thing, tahini, which is pretty much a lime salt type of thing, which is pretty tasty actually. But yeah, we're gonna do that also. And then I'm gonna add thyme leaves and basil, onion, garlic. Usually I can eyeball this stuff though. I can, you know, I don't measure stuff anymore. I do it according to how I know. You can pretty much sniff this stuff and know how much to use for a recipe anyway. Okay, there. Garlic powder now. Let me sniff it so I know the concentration. Ah, good. A teaspoon of that shit. Yeah. Paprika is always nice. Go. That's all you need. And always add some greenery to it. Aroma to it. And we shall mix it. Alright, so pretty much right here I have a pound of cheddar, but you can use whatever cheese you want. All you need is 1 pound of this. Just toss it in there. And now I'm going to add the egg mix that we made. You have to slowly pour it in there because you don't want it to bounce out, because it will bounce out. Yeah. I just pour that in there. Alright, so this is very easy to mix if you have some gloves around. Oh, fudge. This cheese falling all over the place, though. Yeah, mix it really well. You want to get everything blended in there. And then what I usually do is just pack it down. Just pack it down flat for the oven. Yeah, just keep it down right. So, preheat your oven to 350 degrees, and we'll get that ready. Yeah, I'm going to toss this thing in for about 45 minutes, and that is all. If you want, you can actually add tomatoes on top. So yes, I do actually use a spoon to flatten out. It's pretty convenient. Use a spoon. There you go. Smooth it with all the bacon. Alright, so we're going to toss the whole breakfast bake into the oven. I'm gonna do it at 350 degrees for 45 minutes, and that's all you pretty much need. That's all. Here we go. Breakfast bake, always good. Go. 45 minutes have passed by. We are actually gonna let that rest for a little bit, maybe 15 minutes or so. Look at that. There you go. Still bubbling. breakfast is always preferred. Basically, I'll cut it in half first. There we go. Like that. Yeah. Just keep cutting on there. Slice it up. Look at that. You see that? Yeah. Yeah. Now that's a breakfast bake right there. Yeah. Bacon, hash browns, cheese, eggs. Look at that sexy beast. The only thing I could find was spork. Let's cut into that. Oh, you can hear. I can still hear the moisture in there. Wow, that's pretty good. Mm. So there you go, guys. A different version of a breakfast bake. There you go. Oh, it's... Alright kids, so don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you kids later. Bye.